Good evening. This is Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come and subscribe. That's right, you come here and subscribe to get a one of a kind, state of the art, company made, probability based trading alerts and entertainment. And speaking of entertainment, this is a channel exclusive also that we debuted last week. Analytics in our audience and the market share in the audience was highly entertaining, and I got lots and lots of requests via email, text messages from all over the world. Nigeria or South Africa, I actually just got a comment. They checked in to the analytics and to the market share. Let's go to our and look at that. Our age group, female. Ooh, we lost some females in our market share. We were at 10.1% on the last update, and I believe that was a few hours, or that was yesterday. So we need to do a better job there. I'm gonna have to fire whoever is in charge of the advertisement that goes out to promoting to get and stimulate and move the female audience to get them here. Well, they're fired. I'm sending them that pink slip, him or her. I'm not sure who it is, but you can rest and believe that this company is embarrassed by that performance to be so male dominated. We must have some females in the audience, and we will revamp and reshape that part of our operation. Age group, we have gained some market share, I believe, in the senior citizen department. That's always nice. They have nothing else to do when they're retired but golf, drink, party, and listen to rambling lunatics like me, Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come to get that probability-based trading alerts. And I put out phenomenal, educational and informative must-watch Bitcoin technical analysis. And also, it was preceded by a very extensive ZIL, everyone's favorite ZIL coin, right? Very extensive update on those. But look at to the all-important geographics here. Where are we? Where's our market share? United States dominating and gaining market share. It was losing market share at the beginning of the week. It was down to 38.2% of the market share from 1% of the market share. The United Kingdom is steadily gaining. They jumped into the market share. I believe Monday we entered the United Kingdom market, and we're very excited to be there and welcome. But they've upgraded to 8.6% of the market share. And South Africa goes from nowhere. They weren't even behind, but they weren't even ahead of Poland. Nowhere on the radar with South Africa. And bam, today they are at third place of 1.0% of our market share. I love it. We hope to get heavily invested there and maybe inch that up. If we could inch the South African market share from 1%, let's get ambitious. Very ambitious. The 3% of the market share by Sunday. That would be phenomenal. South Africa, I am on your side. Then we got Ireland, 0.4%. We had 0.5%, so somebody that was a half a person listening is now just slightly less than half a person. And we appreciate you from Ireland. And then we have India. I love you, India. You have a beautiful country, but I hate curry. So if I ever see one of my fabulous Indians subscriber while I'm traveling out that way, just please hold the curry. Hold the curry, please. And then Poland checking in, the Napoleon syndrome. Well, that's it for that update on the market share of our channel. We hope to improve upon that, especially the female audience. We're very disappointed with our performance in that area. But now for that in-depth charting that you can only get here at an industry exclusive Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. We're going to start with everyone's favorite Dogecoin, my company building Dogecoin. That's what got me on the radar on YouTube and why I'm the fastest growing and most entertaining technical analysis Bitcoin, crypto, gold show on YouTube. And that's why you're here. And that's why we're growing to 112 subscribers. Let's clean up this hideous chart. we're going to get our underappreciated but highly effective eraser. I think it's going to be up and coming on the channel, right? You guys are going to start asking for more eraser, right? You're going to say, Vincenzo, the people have spoken, the subscribers demand more eraser. Maybe. Look how effective it is. We're going to have to get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of whatever the fuck all that is. Gone, gone, gone. No. Gone, 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 gone. Look at all that shit. All that entertainment. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you. All right, we're done with that. On with the chart. Like I always say, any of the videos you've ever seen me try to break down a chart in a probability-based way on this channel. Or if you're just stumbling and fumbling your way here like the jabronis that are caught up in that Doge hype that they can't get out of a trade they don't even want to be into, you start at as far out time frame as you can that makes sense. Oh, I thought I deleted them in one of the videos prior. This is the original right here, real quick. This is the original Duck Hunter, right? And he's perched on my Bitcoin video, waiting to knock down the duck that tries to force his way over the resistance line, right? But that's where he came from. Fuck. He came from the Saturday night hype train. And I had to illustrate with some artiste ability so you guys can see what the fuck I was talking about and pay attention. Because if I just sit here and chart and talk like, hi guys, this is how I'm going to chart. We are in the weekly pattern. And I'm going to grab the trend line drawing tool. The object here, I just can't do that. I don't teach that way. That's how jabronis and the criminal gangster cartel that have hijacked and fleeced and shysted Jim Harbaugh 21 out of 22 years would want me to teach you, so you would continue to get knocked down and beaten into a submission. But we're going to change that at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. So we're going to go into the daily time frame because that's the farthest out time frame that really makes sense. And I can already see, my audience can see it, but some of you new people may not be able to see it. Wrong tool. That's our favorite drawing tool. We got to go to our second favorite line tool. You start down here and see if you can form anything. My audience already knows where I'm going with this. So first, we got to find some support and resistance that makes sense. So right here, you could get one, and then you could go up here, right? That sort of makes sense. And you might be saying, what the fuck are you doing? Throwing a random fucking line on a chart, acting like he knows what he's talking about. Well, if you just calm down and grab your notepad and pencil and favorite pen and grab a cappuccino and a cigar and pay attention, you might just actually make some money on Dogecoin. So that looks like you could have some long-term support and resistance in the daily time frame, or long-term overhead resistance. Then you come down here and try to find anything that assembles support. Ooh. And if you're wondering what that fabulous, phenomenal orange line is, that would be, I believe in my color scheme, the 50-day moving average. Let's see if I'm right. Absolutely, because the blue is the 200-day exponential moving average. Very important lines that big money and institutional investors and sophisticated seasoned veteran traders and the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University, uses to maximize the emotional response of the retail trader, and they strategically place buys with a probability-based forecast where they're going to put their buys based off of technical analysis in a probability-based way. See that? Support down there. See? Look at my little arrow. That's our third favorite feature on our channel, the little pointer arrow tool. See? Right there. First bit of underneath support right here. And then a lot of underneath support right here. And what I mean by underneath support, What I mean by underneath support in the monthly is that could be bam, pump, first overhead support, then coming down. Look at that. See that resist or underneath support, then bam, with a spike in volume, pump, right to the moon. You hit your overhead resistance. But this is a fake out. I mentioned it a few times in other videos. This is what a fake out in the daily time frame pattern would look like. You have a huge spike in volume, kind of like our subscribers the last 24 to 48 hours. And then you get bam, big spike in volume and price, and then you overshoot it by 3 to 5% usually. But right after, a telegraphed fake out would be the volume crashing after, and the price continuing. This is a company trading rule that we built our company upon at our probability-based system. See this right here? See this right here? Yeah? What the fuck are you pointing at, son? Well, right here, after a pump and a sideways and up consolidation with a spike in volume on the pump and then a sideways and up consolidation in the daily time frame, we have a crashing, get that off of here, volume, right? That's a bearish, very bearish pattern in the monthly time frame. In the minute by minute time frame, a lot of shit in the Bitcoin and crypto world can happen. But in the daily time frame down there, just below the 31st of January 2021, you would have known with this probability-based system, you had a greater chance of going down before you make a new high, right? And if you would have done that, you would have traded out, if I had this company built back then to this extent where I had a far enough reach worldwide to help, we would have all known to sell Dogecoin at 70 or here, and it was going to crash by a big amount for a very long time, or I don't know, 10 weeks, and then my probability-based index would have flashed a buy alert somewhere in here when criteria was made. See where I'm going at? See how simple and easy this is to understand? And this is kind of what the charting that I was getting at, minus, not minus him, the legendary duck hunter, that his job is to be perched and then to shoot down the criminal gangster cartel when the little ducks try to fly over it and bam, shot, dead, and you go back to support, right? But this is the kind of thing I was talking about in my promo, my first ever Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing promo for a product that I will offer you with a cleaner chart, a sexier chart, and a much, much gorgeous chart. But this is the kind of charting I can get into. I can get as in-depth as you want or as little. It's all up to you. You tell me a coin you want in-depth with a probability-based index to take down and sidestep the criminal gangster cartel. That's a one-of-a-kind company-made probability-based price predicting trading alert and the future probability-based technical analysis class. Did you hear that? See how in-depth we already are, and I'm just having fun with you. You know, I got my little pointer tool out here, who is rising in the rankings as far as popularity is. You know, the popularity of my tools, we have the drawing tool is obviously the show favorite, followed very closely in second by the line tool, and third, but pushing to overtake second, the line tool with the fancy arrow on it. I love it. Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, you like, subscribe, and share. Now, as we were saying, that telegraphed that, right? That's our trading rule. And then we would have flashed. So that's all some support and resistance. That would be our second one, support, resistance, technically resistance, but it's so far back and we wouldn't have known anything there yet. Support, overhead support, straddled, then you pump, or then you come down, you know, and that's underneath second solid, or even third, because that counts 1, 2, your third underneath support, then you pump again for your fourth overhead resistance, Then you look at the volume that coincides, because our second and most vital trading rule is volume always precedes price. Or you can look at it this way: price always follows volume. Does that make sense? That's how my channel and this company, in a structured, simple, easy to understand way, with a side of humor, where we help Jim Harbaugh take down the criminal gangster cartel. That is, that's right, the Ohio State is the criminal gangster cartel that has heisted and shisted and fleeced Jim Harbaugh 21 out of 22 years. But if you, Jim Harbaugh, would just like, subscribe, and share, I could help you take down, sidestep the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University. But then you see that. So that's just our first part of our structure in the monthly and the daily time frame. We're going to make this big lines. That's very, very noticeable. So anytime we ever come up to it, we know that that is our uppermost resistance in the overhead department on our calendar, because it's made in the daily time frame, right? Right. Well, you want to make them the same color, or you're going to fuck yourself up, right? Then you zoom in, because you go from out to in. See how in-depth and simple and easy to understand VINCENZO'S gold crypto investing can make reading the chart and take down and sidestep the criminal gangster cartel, right? So now we move into the 4-hour time frame. And you say, well, what do you notice here? Well, we're going to go to our most recent pump based on the rule I just taught you, right? Based on the rule I just taught you. Volume, pump, go up to the price, pump, bullish, very, very bullish, right? We can all agree on that. Let's move that over here and zoom in. And then we're going to go back here and grab our little show favorite and rapidly rising in the YouTube world drawing tool right here. And then we're going to go to the next thing you look at. What did the price do? It went sideways and down consolidation. Very, very bullish. And then the volume crashed. Very, very bullish. You see that? That would signal that you have a bullish move coming up in Dogecoin, right? You can all see that. I can see that. My subscribers can see that in a simple, easy to understand, but yet probability-based structure, price predicting trading alerts, right? So we see that right there. Pump, bullish. Sideways and down consolidation, bullish. Pumping volume, bullish. Falling volume, crashing volume after the pump, bullish. That's what the criminal gangster cartel would dangle out there, would promote on CNBC, CNN, Twitter, poor season and show favorite drawing tool out here, CNN, Fox News, Twitter, Taxi Driver, Telegram, CNN, and YouTube, and all the shysters and criminal banksters and gangsters that look to heist and fleece and shyst the retail investor, would dangle all this out there, all that bullish signal out there for you, and then right here on the pump back up, dangle the Elon Musk, all the rumors with the hype. And Jeff Bezos is going to be at Saturday. Didn't you hear? Jeff Bezos, he's going to Saturday Night Live. I seen his private plane land at a private airport. He's going to announce a partnership with Dogecoin. So they get you to go all in right up here leading up to the Saturday Night Live crash that we call, based on a one-of-a-kind, state-of-the-art, probability-based price predicting trading alert. And they got you in the hype there, because they flashed and dangled and threw out this sexy, gorgeous, glowing, stunning 5'11" brunette in your face, and you took the bait. Can't blame you. I would have took the bait. We all would have took the bait. Even the 9.1% of the female audience in our demographic would have took the bait. But here at Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, our probability-based structure allows us to sniff out, avoid, detect, and disarm landmines that are in our strategically placed way, and we avoid them, and we sidestep and audible around the criminal gangster cartel, unlike Jim Harbaugh, right? So I'm going to finish showing you this end of this, and that's the end of this video. And like I said, my Cash App is linked below. If you have a specific coin, stock, commodity, or whatever else you are interested in to want a probability-based technical analysis similar to this, but on a shorter time frame of a minute-by-minute play, a 24-hour swing trade, a long-term hold, or whatever you want out of a technical analysis 5-minute video, my Cash App link is below. Feel free to donate, and I will give you a high-quality, educational, highly entertaining show. Because I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on my own radio show or YouTube show. I'm here strictly for educational and entertainment, most importantly, purposes, period. But so, what I was dangling there for you, right? Let's get back to this. Now that the criminal gangster cartel legal paperwork is done, they dangled that pretty brunette out there to make you think this was going to break immediately. Not saying it can never do it, but immediately on Saturday Night Live was going to pump during Elon Musk taking the fucking stage with a dog on his head. Can you fucking believe these jabronis? I can, because they're calling and crying to me back in my comment section, begging me to tell them what to do. But my subscribers knew not to do that. But here's how we detected that with our probability-based how we could call a 45% crash when everybody thought it was going to pump 100% and they were going to get rich. Bam, pump Elon. And we said, no, it's going to roll over Elon. Maybe not that far, but Elon, we said, was rolling over probably the 200-day moving average. And it came down 44% in 2 hours. Because if you look at my company soon-to-be patented trademark and on the front of a cap, like I just taught you earlier in the video, but this one, they disguised it. It was like in a football game where they disguise the blitz, right? They show a man, and at the last second, after the quarterback on the other team tries to see what the defense is doing by sending, say, you have one wide receiver left, two wide receivers right, the quarterback's in the shotgun, and you have a tailback to the left side. The quarterback will look over at the defense and see two safeties down the field and be like, oh, I don't know if he's in man or in zone. So he'll take one of his receivers on the right side where he has two, and he'll put him in motion to the left side. And then he'll try to look to see if the defense changes, because if the defense follows that receiver in motion, that means the defense was in man coverage. You see what I'm saying? You have to have that knowledge, the inside insight into what's actually going on with the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University that's trying to fleece and heist and shyst the retail investor. But at Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, we can put a stop to that. But so the rule, here's how they did this. I'm going to break it down easy. We're going to pull our up and coming trend line with an arrow tool back out, right? Ooh, you see how gorgeous that is and big and easy to see. Look, pumping price, bullish. Pumping volume, bullish. Check, check. Sideways and down consolidation after pump, very, very bullish. And you notice it even bounced off the critical 200-day moving average. Volume, after pumping along with price, crashes with a consolidating down and sideways price. Very, very bullish. But then you look here, and here's where the divergence And it's what I call a hidden divergence that the criminal gangster cartel does to fleece the retail investor. They do a miniature pump, right? And then you have a little pump and you start threatening the old all-time high. And you get a big 4-hour candle pump in volume to entice the uneducated retail investor that thinks this is a new pump. But really, it's a fake out in disguise that's already, if you know what to look for, has telegraphed where the price is going to go. Our rule is rising price on a pump and then crashing volume overall is very bearish. Now look what we have. Pump. Sideways and downward consolidation, bullish. Then a pump in price, but falling and crashing volume still. See, it's hidden because that 4-hour candle throws everybody off to look away from the mean here. That's why I have that. I've never mentioned this. Company first, show first. This thick line here down here, that's the mean of the volume. See how big that is up here? How explosively intimidating it is? It's like Mount Everest, right? Then you go down here. This is the Ohio State Criminal Gangster Cartel, Ohio State University right here. And way the fuck down there off the screen to the right of your left foot in your room that you're sitting in right now, up against the wall next to the light socket, is Jim Harbaugh, because he's been fleeced and heisted and shysted 21 out of 22 times. But they tricked you just like that with that to disguise you that this is now crashing volume with a overall hidden right here, gives it away, hidden pump, now overall up and sideways consolidation in the daily time frame, but we're in a 4-hour time frame, so I have more data points. And now in the 4-hourly, you can see this, but you have to know what to look for. Pumping price up and sideways consolidation after a pumping volume with price and an overall crashing volume. Very, very bearish, which often signifies in that time frame the buyers are being exhausted and the sellers, the buyers, are being exhausted up here. So you have to get a rounding top, and then as you get towards the bottom, the sellers take back over the market and you come back down to the start of the wedge or the lower support down here. That could be an ultimate target that you're looking for here in a weekly and monthly time frame, right? But in between that, you can dance around and pump and do whatever the fuck you want unless something happens and you get ultimate bullish. But that's how we call the Saturday Night Live crash. Not saying it's going to crash down there. You'd have to go into my other videos to get an in-depth. I just wanted to give you a sort of channel premiere of what kind of in-depth charting I can get into and the methods to what I'm looking at behind this company's madness. Like, subscribe, and share. And as we leave this, I'm going to show you what I mean by audible and the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University, how they heist and shyst and fleece Jim Harbaugh because he's not part of VINCENZO'S gold crypto investing, right? So lineman, fat man, right? We need to zoom out more. This is a very, very in-depth video or thing. So you see what I'm saying? You got, actually, you know what? It's going to make it too complicated, right? So we're just going to take our up-and-coming show favorite, not that, definitely not that, eraser, and go bam, bam, bam. And then we're going to go back to our industry favorite and rising on YouTube, drawing tool. And we're going to do this, but we got to do this, and we got to make it smaller, right? So you have wide receiver, wide receiver, and then a whole bunch of linemen. Quarterback in the shotgun, running back over here. Now the defense, if the quarterback's trying to read the defense, right, you have cornerback or safety, then they usually have a safety over here, and then they'll have a cornerback, lineman, or a linebacker, whatever. Now, if you want to find out if the defense is in man or zone, where they're just playing areas on the field, a smart coach will take his receiver and put him in motion around the backside, right, to see if any of these defenders move along with him before the snap, because that would mean they are in man coverage and they must switch to more of a zone coverage, right? You see how that works? But if you're Vincenzo'S gold crypto investing, Jim Harbaugh will do this, because this is basic bottom tier of what the retail investor in the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University, teaches the retail investor, the basics. At Vincenzo'S gold crypto investing, Vincenzo will know that this is a fake, right? We know what they're doing to try to see and make us show our hand. But at Vincenzo'S gold crypto investing, Vincenzo doesn't show his hand with his drawing tool right here. And we're going to change the color right there. No, why does it always go back there? It's just meant to be. Vincenzo does not follow that motion guy over. Even though Vincenzo's in man, right, where we were at, and if you're in man, you have to go over here, or you have to follow him in motion, or you have nobody over there to cover him. We know Jim Harbaugh thinks he's just tricked us. But since the Ohio State University is the criminal gangster cartel, they are smart enough, or I am smart enough to detect that, to disguise the blitz and not move, thinking the retail investor, like they do, they go by the jabroni hype and they get sacked, because they think they have an easy swing path or whatever they think they're doing. But like, subscribe, and share. This was just a video, first ever show advertisement. Peace and love. Peace and love.